Hello, welcome to ETManufacturing. So today I am at the Schaeffler booth in IMTEX. So I have with me Mr. Harsha Kadam, who is the CEO of Schaeffler India, and Mr. Seshan V Iyer, who is the President of Industrial and Bearing Division. Hello, Mr. Kadam.
Hello,
Welcome to the ETManufacturing.
pleasure.
So I will start with you, Mr. Kadam. Schaeffler has been in the motion technology business in various sectors, including automotive and industrial both. So, how are you looking at the current stage of Schaeffler in India vis-a-vis with the global market?
So, Schaffler in India has been there for many decades. And over the years, we have been consistently focused on transforming in line with the changing ecosystem, changing customer requirements, changing technology, and we have strived to invest in building those capabilities over the years. A case in example is our transformation towards electric vehicle technology. That now India is now beginning to bring a lot of electric vehicle technology, and here again as Schaeffler we are building up the capabilities, whether it is in motor manufacturing or in the gearboxes that go with it, or in the electronic part, which is the power electronics that comes into play. So we have consistently started to focus and build on it. That's on the technical competence and example. The other area is the commitment of the Schaeffler Group to continue to invest in India in terms of expanding our capacities. Over the years, we have consistently increased our investment rate, which used to be in the range of 3% a few years back, is currently at about 9% of sales. That in itself speaks about the confidence the Schaeffler as a group has in the Indian market, in the Indian economy, in the Indian growth story. And that said, we in India too are exactly complementing to that, the faith that the Schaeffler Group has. And we have consistently tried to bring in, even on the industrial sector, a large part of it is on localization. We were earlier importing these products, which we have now started to manufacture locally in a Savli plant. So this is something that we believe Schaeffler in India is very well poised to leverage the India's growth story, and we see no reason why Schaeffler cannot grow faster than the growth of the Indian economy, and we have consistently proven over the last few years that we are able to sustain that kind of a growth rate.
So, you mentioned about the localization. So, traditionally, and if you compare the traditional part and the now, so how is the progress in terms of localization? What kind of percentage you have with the localized product?
So, if I take up the localization as a subject, and I would like to break it into two parts. The first part being the automotive side of our business. Our localization rate within the automotive business is pretty high. We are well above 85%. So we make a lot of our own components in and around our plants. Some of the products which are with very high and specialized technology, which in India we still have to develop that kind of a supply base, we continue to import. Or it could be that some products where the volumes are still not large enough in the Indian market space, we manufacture it in the plants elsewhere and we try to bring it in, but clearly with an intent to localize them as the volumes pick up. We have seen this happening in our hybrid technology products. Some of our customers, as the volume began to pick up, we have started the localization. The shift tower is a classic case. Talk about industrial part of our business, and there our localization, we are well on the journey. We are getting into the range of about 60s to 70% of our products that India needs, we make here. There are still a lot of opportunities for us to localize, and it's a case of we continue to keep the investment rate, continue to localize. So a lot of our investments in capacity expansion today is happening in the bearings area, which we continue to do.
Right. When you say automotive sector, that's probably your the most potential growth sector for your business. So in automotive, there are lots of changes happening currently with EV coming in. There are lots of new material like aluminum is coming in. So what kind of changes are you doing in your production processes or in your manufacturing strategies, where the customer requirements obviously are changing day by day? So how are you fulfilling those customer requirements when it comes to the material part, technology part, as well as the compliance?
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, fortunately for us in India, Schaeffler in India, when you look at our total business, we have a very equal, almost an equal split between the automotive and industrial. Yes, the automotive is growing at a faster rate. What also is going to happen is we see that the content per vehicle, which we measure on the automotive side, is only set to grow for us because we have started to graduate from being a component level player to a system level player. So our offerings in the e-axle, in the e-mobility space, if you look at it today, is we have the capability to design, develop, manufacture, and offer the complete powertrain system that goes into an electric car. So what it means is, so the value of our offering, the content that goes into the vehicle is far higher than what it used to be, and to that effect, of course, it poses challenges. As you pointed out, what about the manufacturing? This is a different level of manufacturing that we have to look at. Different competences need to be built. We have started upskilling our workforce accordingly in the plants, appropriately where it is required, to what level of localization we are doing on the new technologies. So we have started to upskill them. We have sent people, our employees abroad to get trained on the new manufacturing methods. And we have a rotational basis where one team goes and the next comes back. So this is working in a very well fashion. Talk about the upstream, value adders or supply partners. I think this is also now becoming a new learning for all of us. So we are now started to work in those areas to develop the new supply base. So as localization content begins to increase, rightfully we have to also work on identifying and developing and hand-holding our supply partners. We do that, right, appropriately. We are doing that.
Okay. So, Mr. Iyer, I will come to you. So currently, I just had a look at the various products displayed here, and I think the technology plays a very crucial role in that, be it automation or new digitalization technology, or be it the new material for sustaining the pressure and the speed. So can you tell us more about what kind of new technologies you are imbibing in your products?
Okay. So, if you look at the overall product program that Schaeffler offers today for the industrial business, we've been continuously innovating on across the different verticals of the product lines that we have, as well as the sector, depending on the sector needs. So, if I just give you an example of an innovation in the wind turbine space, so we're basically looking at products today that need to fight friction at a very low RPM, and also deliver a life which is extending to about 20 years plus. So here we have some very special innovations with the tri-under coating that we call, which we have the capability to do a coating in India at our manufacturing plant in Baroda, and we meet to the complete requirements of the coating needs for this specific segment. When we talk of innovation in railway application, now with the more Vande Bharats that are expected to ply on the Indian tracks today, we are looking at increased addition of traction motors, and traction motors with extended service life, traction motors which can meet the demand of current insulating. So we have developed the complete capability of special coating on the rollers, meaning we have ceramic rollers, we have ceramic coated rollers, and we have also the ceramic coated outer rings to prevent current insulation, current passage, and deliver the current insulation needs for the industry. If I look at certain innovations around the machine tool space, as we are in the IMTEX, we have very niche products which are purely called bearings made from Vacroder steel, where we can offer a life up to about 15% higher than the conventional bearings, because these steels can actually deliver very high speed, can work in a very mixed friction ranges, at the same time be also delivering a very lower operating temperature, meeting to the efficiency, meeting to the productivity needs, and also sustainability needs, thereby extending the lubrication life of a given application. So these are the three domains which I would touch upon, which are very essential for the industrial business today.
Right. So there are many companies who are like claiming that it's time for AI. A lot of digitalization is coming in. So Schaeffler has any initiatives in terms of incorporating AI in their production processes or in their products, and how is customer demand, because customer definitely has some requirements specific to like I was just seeing some
Yeah.
products there, so you can really predict about the product failure or the wear and tear. So how is it helping in your business?
So when we talk of the need of AI is there everywhere, as you can see it now. But Schaeffler has been investing significantly in the technologies that we want to deliver it back in terms of reliability, machine performance prediction, and basically overlooking at the health of the lubrication in a given system. So there's a lot of innovation around that. So we have technologies on the basic products, like we can install vibration sensors on the products. We can pick up the signals, we can take it to the cloud, we can do a remote condition monitoring, and we can integrate this to the customer's Industry 4.0 domain, and thereby the customer can see precisely a machine performing real time. When it comes to lubrication, we have different technologies around lubrication that can pick up the health of the grease at a given time. It can pick up the particle contamination in a given grease system or a lube oil system, can communicate it back to the cloud and bring it to the 4.0 domain, by which he can predict the residual hours that a machine can work before it can be called for a oil replacement or possibly a bearing replacement. So while we also at the IMTEX, we have special needs of the rotary tables where these bearings are now integrated with sensors which can precisely calibrate and tell you how much is the angular minute a job rotates, and it can communicate this back into the system and deliver the optimal performance that the machine needs. So as the bearings get smarter, we also keep innovating around the needs of the industry. So we have the complete breadth of the program that we can offer today when it comes to condition monitoring, right from a sensor to a very complex condition monitoring system, including many sensors integrating and talking to each other.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Kadam, I will come to you now.
Add a bit on the
Yeah, sure,
AI part of
definitely.
it. So Schaeffler globally has a very strong digital strategy going forward, and AI is one part of that digital strategy. If you look at the cobot outside, which is there on display out there, uh, that's a clear direction that Schaeffler globally is getting into. Manufacturing, developing and manufacturing technology for cobotic applications, which are collaborative robots. And surely, if the collaborative robots have to deliver what is expected of them, artificial intelligence is definitely going to be a key player. Yeah. So the next level that Schaeffler is now investing in is on the humanoid technology, which, as you know, requires a much higher level of AI coming in there. Because we firmly believe that humanoids is something that we can deploy within our own plants. And to that effect, Schaeffler has already invested in a company called Agility Robotics, an US company, which is actively working in the area of humanoids. So this is just to tell you that our commitment towards digitalization, of which AI, IoT, and what Seshan talked about of Industry 4.0, graduating to Industry 5.0, is very clear in our strategy, and we are focused on that.
Right. So when you talk about the growth strategies, so considering Make in India or maybe Atmanirbhar India, Atmanirbhar Bharat initiatives, how are you putting your growth strategies in picture, considering those initiatives from the government in India in going forward?
So clearly, Schaeffler in India, we have a very clear growth strategy going forward. That said, one of the key enablers for our growth strategy and the high aspirations that we have set for ourselves in the next 5 to 6 years is also the policies and the regulations by the government of India. I'm happy to say that a lot of policies and regulations that have come in are actually enabling us to do a lot more which is actually complementing our growth strategy. For one, if I were to talk about the Make in India and the PLI schemes, now these are key enablers. And we playing the game in the electric mobility space. Obviously, the PLI is an incentivization scheme, which is a key enabler. So, and I heard that there's more such things that are going to happen. So clearly, it enables us as a technology, as a motion technology company, to look at regulatory changes as the new CAFE norms come in, as the emission norms get tightened up. We as Schaffler, being a motion technology leader, we are very strongly positioned because we have the wherewithal to develop the specific customized products for the new regulatory norms that are coming in. So to summarize, regulatory changes as well as the policies that the government is releasing actually are enabling our growth story.
Okay, that's great. It was pleasure interacting with both of you, and thanks for taking us to the Schaffler's growth strategies as well as the products which are displayed here. It's quite interesting. I'm also like amazed by the technologies and various processes which have gone into it. Thanks a lot, and we look forward to connecting.
Thank you,
with you.
Shekhar. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.